Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Madals and today I have got a best of one game between two pretty cool Zerg players. It's going to be a little bit of ZvZ action because as far as my memory serves, I haven't actually cast many ZvZs on my YouTube channel recently, and I say as far as my memory serves because I'm currently casting this on Sunday evening. I've just gone off the back of 4 days straight of casting live events and stuff and trying to squeeze the odd YouTube cast in there, here and there whenever I get the chance. So I've cast a stupid number of games because obviously I was casting DreamHack, so my brain pretty fried. But yes, anyway, these two players, let me introduce them. Down in the bottom right position, we have got the red Zerg player. It is starBuck. And his opponent down in the bottom left, the blue Zerg, Stephano. And now, on the WCS EU Premier groups that Apollo tweeted out today, Stephano replied with that he promises he's going to win because he cannot go out like that, implying the fact that obviously he is retiring soon and doesn't want to go out in the group stages. So this is going to be fun. I'm very excited about WCS. Of course, I'm going to be casting WCS EU Challenger over, well, once it starts up, which is after Premier finishes. So that'll be a little while yet, but definitely something to tune into. I'll be doing that on, of course, the WCS channel, along with Jorisar and I believe Nathanius and Zoya. I believe the four of us who are going to be doing WCS EU Challenger. So make sure you check into all of that. Now, anyway, strategies from these two: pull and gas out for starBuck. It was a gas before the pull. Meanwhile, Stephano, he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go nice and simple, hatch first. Feeling brave. Whirlwind's a big map, so he can afford to do that sort of thing. As you've also seen, these two have been chatting to each other a little bit, so not going super hardcore on the aggression. Generally, if your opponent's talking that much, they're either 6-pooling you, or they're just playing a pretty standard up game. Quite interesting as well, the timing of this gas, only getting 2 drones in it, so this means that very specific timings are going to go down. As the pool finishes, it's going to be very close to 100 gas, ready therefore to start zerging speed up, but not actually finishing it as the pool finishes. So slightly delayed, but not by a huge amount. It does mean though this natural base can come out a little bit quicker. Now Stephano, he's sitting here. He's got his pool coming down. No gas yet, so he is going to be behind in tech. There's no way around that. Enough gas now for speed to start, but not enough minerals after starting up the queen. But there we go. Speed is started, drones pulled out of gas, so this is purely just for speed. It's not going to be any quick bailings or anything like that. It's all about the drones. A couple of Zerglings are going to come out and try and harass a bit, and this is just always a nice way to go. But getting this metabolic boost down nice and early just means that you're going to be able to harass your opponent a little bit. You're going to be able to get good map dominance and good map vision. And Stephano even opting to put down a spine crawler very early on. Clearly just feeling a little bit nervous about what could be happening. The downside to starBuck's build though is obviously he isn't, even though he gets the inject off in his main sooner, the natural base doesn't quite get that, and we do have an overlord coming in here, and it is not going to get sniped off. This queen won't be able to take it down unless it moved a massive way out, but Stephano does at least know that the queen's down there, which says that okay, there's going to be a natural base. But what Stephano doesn't yet know is whether it's going to be a speedling all in, and it certainly is looking that way because there are a lot of Lings on their way out. Stephano isn't sending the overlord the right way. We do have starBuck getting out a couple of drones though, so it's not a speedling all in, especially all with these drones coming out, but it is going to be a lot of speedling aggression. 12 Lings, it's almost faking the speedling all in if anything. An additional spine crawler is now coming down. I don't know if, has he seen it? Yes, there he goes. So Stephano does see some Zerglings coming out. This is going to force him to pull back these 2 queens, wall off the main to make sure he's safe, and with 2 spine crawlers here, he's going to make sure that basically just doesn't die. Speed now finished. He does have a couple of Zerglings of his own coming out, but of course starBuck looking to be in a relatively nice spot to deal some damage. Stephano going to want to try and minimize the losses. That's why that second spine is coming down. That's why he's moving all these queens around. He's also got a queen between the mineral patches to minimize the surface area that it can achieve. Of course, the spine crawlers being down is doing some nice damage here as well, and Stephano taking minimal losses. 3 workers killed this game so far, but definitely a nice little spot for Stephano, to be honest. He did have to lay down an additional spine, but considering the drone count is currently 31 apiece, should I say, he definitely hasn't got behind. The only thing that he's really lacking is the additional gas and obviously speed upgrade that starBuck's got. But starBuck with the double evolution chamber could even be going for this heavy +1 lings rather, that used to be really popular in terms of the metagame. Stephano pulling 2 drones forward here will start those evolution chambers up once the creep spreads far enough. Even very categorical in where he's going to be placing down these creep tumors just to make sure that the evolution chambers can get placed without any hindrance. Now, as we've got here, an additional gas guys are getting taken. These queens just still happy injecting a super quick third from starBuck. Oh, this could be dangerous, ladies and gents, because that is exceptionally early. Notice +1 melee started, but no +1 carapace. Yep, that's because there's not enough gas there. The Zerglings for starBuck still pushing in. Stephano at 7 minutes 25 is only about halfway through getting speed done, so that is very late. Does manage to snipe an Overlord though, which does mean that starBuck temporarily is supply blocked, and it's actually going to be quite a large supply block here. The whole 25 seconds to get another Overlord out, but in comes a couple more Zerglings. This is looking fairly nice for him, and to be honest, yeah, Stephano getting a very similar build. 1-1 upgrades coming down on both sides. Lair slightly earlier for starBuck, and critically this third considerably earlier. Also starBuck, I love the fact that he's got this Zergling up here to see when the third is taken. Currently Stephano only knows about the third because he's got Overlords there. But if for example starBuck had taken this third base, which admittedly would have been pretty crazy expanding towards your opponent, but he wouldn't have known, and so that could have gone undetected. But now big flood of lings coming over the top path will find these normal slow lings from speedlings from Stephano, and so therefore won't be able to stop them. But now in the center of the map, Stephano is coming out a bit worse in this engagement. We see now starBuck has forced the cancel on the third base. This is brilliant news for starBuck. He's doing a nice little bit of damage here, and yeah, all in all, he is just pushing in nice and hard, coming around the side here, and yeah, Stephano yet again putting those queens in good placement. The Zerglings are still out the front though for starBuck there, something to be a little bit cautious of. Stephano will be able to clean this up. He's still only lost 4 drones this entire game, but if we take a look at the worker count, he is ahead now, 43 to 37. But starBuck denying this third base, his own third is up. If nothing else, that's a lot of production, but Stephano, he's not too happy about this. He's got a lot of lings coming down. Neither player opting for a Baneling nest either. Instead, this 1-1 ling style, which is quite popular at times. It hasn't been really in the recent metagame, but I remember a period where these heavily upgraded lings were stupidly commonly used, and that's something that's always fun to see. Now starBuck is starting +2 straight away. Stephano hasn't quite finished 1-1 yet, but does have his lair not completed, so he doesn't have the option to start that 2-2 quite as quickly. starBuck though, flooding with a lot of lings into the main base. This could be devastating. At the same time into the third too. Where are all of Stephano's Zerglings? They're on the other side of the map. None of them coming back at the moment. The losses in the main look to be pretty devastating. The queen goes down, a lot of drones falling here too. The third may be forced to cancel, but counterattacks coming in. starBuck flooding with a lot more Zerglings though, is going to make sure that he keeps as much up as possible. Another queen is going to fall. That puts Stephano down to just that single queen, up to the 2 queens out of starBuck. He lost 1 as well, but the worker kill tab now sitting at 7. Stephano trying to break this back out, but more Zerglings are coming across. 1-1 upgrades done on both sides. The worker count now 40 to 37. Still ahead for Stephano, but starBuck has that third base. Zergling's still trying to poke in, still trying to do some more damage here. Are they going to be able to achieve anything meaningful? Probably not now. Stephano does have an awful lot of lings, and we've even got like a little runaway group here in the center of the map though. starBuck, he's winning this fight very nicely here, and it's something that, in all honesty, Stephano does have to be very careful of. He doesn't want to trade cost ineffectively. Currently these two trading very similar, and now starBuck will take the lead there in terms of just the sheer Zergling numbers, and that's something that he is going to be very happy about. We've got a couple more units coming in here though for starBuck. He's coming around the back. He needs to try and make sure this third doesn't go down, but Stephano is just a flood of lings. 65 to the 42 of starBuck. starBuck can't save that right now. Will lose the third, and that's a big win for Stephano, because that basically means that he's going to now be able to level out this game. He's got his own third on its way down. He is still ahead in the work account by 1 lone drone. The only downside for Stephano is while he does have 2-2 coming down, it is later than that of starBuck. Something to be a little bit cautious of. But starBuck, busy getting pathogen glands down. Ling Infestor, a very unusual type of strategy coming down from these players. Stephano doing exactly the same thing at the moment. Really not that common to see, but the Banelings are now in play for starBuck, and this could be a bit of a problem for Stephano. The Banelings waddling their way forward. Gonna try and get some nice connections. Can they? They could be massive. There's some hits coming down. Not too many Zerglings went down, but Stephano, of course, has to be careful. A couple of big Banelings hits would be devastating. Good control there, though, still from the Evil Genius's player. starBuck is still unnumbered in terms of just the Zergling count, but with reinforcements flooding in, Stephano will have to fall back now. This is problematic for him. Pathogen Glands nearly finished off for starBuck here. This is looking so good. We've got starBuck pushing up towards the third base as well, but Stephano does not want that base going down. Additional Banelings morphing in here now for starBuck. Stephano, he's going to do all that he can in order to try and stop this, but Oh, yeah, he's still having a bit of problems. Battle.net is dropping in and out for me. I have no clue what's going on there, but it's incredibly frustrating that that message keeps popping up. But all in all, we do now just have these Zerglings trying to come back around the side, trying to do some more damage. Up here, though, for starBuck, he's still putting on the pressure. Stephano, 60 to 57 Zerglings, but 2-2 upgrades done on both sides. The big difference are the Banelings, and starBuck has now managed to make his way into the main base, and more damage is going to be done here. Stephano has pushed back the main force in the center, but Banelings morphing in here for starBuck could be devastating, especially as the Lings try and get back in, and they're just going to go straight towards these Banelings. Will force the cancel. The transfuse going down between the Queens, trying to keep that up. Stephano's Lings have been cleaned up at the moment. In terms of the work count, 38 to 35 now in starBuck's favor, who's getting Stephano, who's now getting actually a couple of Infestors out. starBuck's already got 3 there, so this is now Ling Infestor with 2-2 upgrades for melee. This game is getting pretty intense. Constant action everywhere. It is exciting to see. Now, of course, Stephano, he's just managed to secure up his 3rd base. starBuck also has his 3rd up, neither mining out of it yet because they just cannot afford to get additional drones down. They're just having to pump all of their lava into getting more Lings out. It's not so much the money, but it is purely the lava that's causing a bit of a problem here. But Stephano riskily trying to get 8 more drones out. Is he going to be able to squeeze this through? If he does, he gets a nice lead. And I say a nice lead, it's a pretty huge lead. The fungal growth missing the mark. 1 fungal growth on this many Lings would be devastating. starBuck pushing in towards the 3rd again. Is Stephano going to be able to save it? It looks like yes, he will, by the bare skin on his teeth. 84 health remaining, and Infestor therefore starBuck is going to get annihilated. But the Banelings for starBuck also doing an impressive amount of damage. More Zerglings are streaming in. The fungal growth's not hitting the mark at the moment for Stephano. The Infestors for starBuck still there, and he knows it. GG comes down, and starBuck takes the game. Wow, that ZvZ was intense. I'm glad I cast that. I hope you all enjoyed that too. If you did, like the video, leave a cool comment, and of course subscribe. And I'll be back tomorrow with yet another new game. I'm Madals, thanks for watching, and bye for now.